Welcome to episode 26 of It's Not What You Think. The title of this episode is called The Last Postcard from Afghanistan. Most of us had the opportunity the last couple of weeks to watch thousands of people trying to escape as they sat outside the Kabul airport in Afghanistan. As of September 1st, over 124,000 people were evacuated under threat of bombs and Taliban brutality, and this included Americans and also Afghanis who had helped the United States or Western country in the last 20 years. This was clearly a Herculean effort by governments, NGOs, private organizations, individuals from all around the world. And I know people are in discussion now about we could have done a better job, prepared better, been more efficient, all kinds of conversations surrounding whether we did a great job or not. But one thing I can be certain of is the individuals that were on the ground did the best they could, and in fact did the best they could under high risk of dying. Many were under intense moment-to-moment pressure to save lives while risking their own. And as we all know, many did lose their lives. I wanted to talk about what people were experiencing as they were outside the airport for days, begging to get into the airport, begging to get on a plane, going anywhere. Now, we're used to watching these wars on the news now, all from the comfort of our bedroom, our living rooms, as cities and towns are bombed, civilians and military are killed. We see bodies lying dead or injured after an attack. We can see homes are destroyed to rubble. With the improvements in technology and communication, we get to see all this stuff real time now. We can watch the rockets taking off and landing. Very impressive. This one seemed different to me. We were watching tens of thousands of people begging for their lives. One moment you're home living your life, and then before you know it, all of a sudden you're packing a suitcase and rushing to the airport miles away, walking there, hoping against hope that you won't be stopped by a Taliban checkpoint, hoping that your papers won't be confiscated, that your wife and your daughter won't be abused, that you'll make it on time. So you get to the airport where thousands are waiting, just like you, out on the street for days and nights, hoping their voice might be heard and that they might be saved. How long do you have to wait out in the hot sun with your wife and your children as you bake with no food, no shelter, no bathroom facilities, begging for freedom? Sounds familiar to me. Sounds a little bit like what happened in World War II. Thousands of people were experiencing this together. Questions people ask themselves: will I survive? Will my family live or die? Will they capture and torture me? Will I be bombed just standing where I am now? Watching this suffering was suffering itself. The good news is it appears that the vast majority that wanted to leave did get out. And of course, I know there are several hundred that were not able to get out, and they're in hiding, afraid for their lives, and hopefully they'll make it too. So what can we do now to help the masses of humanity that have escaped with some clothing on their backs? Well, we can donate money. That's always easy to do. Get on the computer, find a good nonprofit organization, make your donation, and then go back into the swimming pool. And at least you feel better. It's not a bad idea. And in fact, at the bottom of this episode, I do list 2 organizations that I've worked with that are outstanding. So absolutely, if you can donate money, go ahead. Second opportunity is you can volunteer your time. Many of these people need help acclimating to their new country, to their new culture. They need to learn the language, whether it's English or Spanish or German or French. We know how to help refugees, and as humans, that is our obligation. We can tutor their children in math and science and all the different subjects that we teach here in schools. Many organizations are now collecting and dispensing household items and toiletries, toothpaste, toothbrush, medications, diapers, clothing, you name it. These people have nothing. They left their homes behind and they left their possessions behind. Now all they have is the clothing on their back. We can help them. And of course, by helping them, we help ourselves. And if you're not sure what that means, then just see how you feel after you're able to get a refugee a job, or after you teach them English, or it puts a smile on their face or their children's face. But I think the most important thing we can do is to take some time and absorb the suffering that we are all capable of inflicting upon each other. We can feel it. We can feel what it's like to suffer in this inhumane, degrading way. And then we can vow to treat other human beings with respect and compassion, regardless of their religion, their gender, their beliefs, or whether we agree with them or not, whether we like them or not. Respect and compassion. That is how the solution starts. It's called world peace through inner peace, because others who see you will do it too. Now, if some of us are able to learn this in a small way, then maybe something good can come from the horrors we have just experienced. At the bottom of this podcast are 2 organizations that I recommend and have worked with personally. So thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. It's Not What You Think.